It looks like Tariq Woolen is not the type for a lot of NFL players, scouts, executives, etc., and even coaches. Because ESPN came out with the list today, voted by NFL execs, coaches, scouts, and players. And Seahawks corner Tariq Woolen was left off of the top 10. And yes, he noticed. He responded to the Instagram post with a nice GIF, a little bit noted. He's aware of what's being said. And he even came out with a tweet later in the day saying, I never cared what these stat pages or blogs say. It's all good, to be honest. I just know that Reek this year is going to be better than last year's, because if I do, then I can never be wrong. I don't got none to prove to anyone except myself. And that's a big fact. But I know this probably hits him a little bit. I know he's writing down some of the names. I know he noticed. Obviously, that's why he's tweeting about it and commenting that people aren't giving him the respect he deserves. Now, he might not care about their opinions, but he does like to keep this noted because it's good motivation to come back even better next year, like he said he's going to do. So I'm cool with this because it helps bring up the motivation. I'm so excited to see what kind of player he's going to be next year after something like this. And let's just break down the guys who are ahead of him on the list. Now, I'm not going to go through each one like why he's better than them or not better. I just want to say it's pretty crazy, and the disrespect's crazy that he didn't fit anywhere on this top 10 list, and I want to compare him to one guy. At number 10, they had A.J. Terrell from the Atlanta Falcons. Number 9, Denzel Ward. Number 8 is Trayvon Diggs. Number 7 is Marshawn Lattimore. Number 6 is Marlon Humphrey. Number 5 is Darius Slay. Number 4 is Jair Alexander. Number 3 is Jalen Ramsey. Number 2 is Sauce Gardner. And number 1, Patrick Surtain II. Now, there are some guys on that list that, you can't really sit here and argue too much about guys like Jair Alexander and Patrick Surtain and Jalen Ramsey. They've made a big name for themselves in their career. And, just through the pure respect of being the veterans that they are, that they're on this list. Totally get that. One thing that really just threw me off is Sauce Gardner at 2. Now, they were both rookies last year, Sauce Gardner and Tariq Woolen, and they both had phenomenal seasons. But I kind of wanted to use this video to break down the numbers between the two. And if you have to ask me as a biased Seahawks fan, but somebody's just looking at the numbers and the stats, Tariq Woolen might have been better than Sauce Gardner. One thing you need to do right now on our Twitter, not mine, Sammy on Tap, but you can also follow that. But on Sports on Tap Seattle, it's SONT. That's what Sports on Tap stands for. Seattle, SONT Seattle. We have a jersey giveaway, now giving away 2 of these. We were giving away 1 for a retweet, a like. You got to follow and get on that email subscription list. If you don't have Twitter, just get on the email subscription list. Comment on this video that you signed up for the email, but you don't have Twitter, and I'll add you to the giveaway. But Quandre Diggs actually joined on in, so we're doing 2 jerseys now. Quandre Diggs, the Seahawks safety, is going to be announcing who is winning the jersey giveaway either here in a few days. We're going to pick a date soon, but we're in contact now. So this is huge for us to have Quandre Diggs as part of this for our brand, and you guys can get a free jersey potentially. So make sure you get on that email list. You'll find our podcast, giveaways, all that stuff on that email. So it's worth getting on there. Yards allowed. Tariq Woolen allowed 419 to Sauce Gardner's 452. 6 interceptions for Tariq Woolen to 2 interceptions for Sauce Gardner. Completion percentage against the receivers. Tariq had a better one at 51.5%. While Sauce Gardner was at 53.5. Now, the only stat here on this graphic that I'm showing, I'm sure there's other advanced metrics, but the only stat here on this graphic I'm showing you that Sauce was better at, he allowed less touchdowns. 1, 2, Tariq Woolen's 3. QB rating allowed 48.7 for Tariq Woolen to 62.7 for Sauce, and they both started all 17 games healthy, both made a Pro Bowl. They were both extremely high quality. You could argue that Tariq Woolen was snubbed of All-Pro last year because he was probably one of the best defensive players in the entire league. But then again, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of East Coast bias in the NFL. It's just true. Seattle's a small spot on the northwest part of the map where there's only the Seattle Seahawks up there. And I feel like sometimes you get, taken advantage of. I did a video that I haven't released yet, but I'm about to, about Pete Carroll always being disrespected and nobody understanding how good he is. The Seahawks continue to win games, the 3rd most wins over the last 10 years, and people somehow don't even want to talk about Pete Carroll being a top 5 head coach. It blows my mind. Overall, though, despite me also not caring that much about lists, I just found it extremely interesting that after a season like last year, you could leave off somebody like Tariq Woolen from that list. It just doesn't really make sense to me. It makes me wonder, do people, all-star games, let's use that as an example. In a lot of sports, all-star basketball, all-star baseball, the Pro Bowl is just another world for the NFL, but all-star games are usually like fan contests, right? So the guys that are more popular, the guys that have more flair, like somebody I can name on this list that might not be as good as he once was is Jalen Ramsey. He's still great. He's still a top 5, 6, 7 corner, but I feel like him being even at number 3 could be a lot of respect for how good he's been, not necessarily that he was the 3rd best last year. So this is where I just think sometimes these lists, they come from places of, when you're voted by coaches and scouts and players, especially players, they're going to vote for their guys. They're going to vote for the guys that have been super good, right? No matter if Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers had a bad season and you ask players who are the best quarterbacks, or Patrick Mahomes even, they would always put those guys in the top 2, 3, 4 because it's a popularity thing. They know how good they're always have been and are going to be. So I'm not always going to take too much bias into these lists or too much hate or whatever you want to call it. I just think it's interesting that especially Sauce Gardner at number 2, a guy who was a rookie last year, who the rookie in Seattle, Tariq Woolen, might have actually outplayed him. I just find it crazy that one right there is where it's at. And it is what it is, though. At the end of the day, I can't worry about it too much. I'm not going to, but let's get some respect on Tariq's name. You'll see I'm in a different shirt and a little bit of different lighting situation right now, but that's because I wanted to add something that happened before I published the video, which was the Madden ratings came out, and Tariq Woolen was not where you would expect him, and that's in a negative way. Now, on the positive end, he did have a 98 overall for speed, which was the highest of all corners, and obviously, one away from a 99. Nobody's 100, so he is either the first or second best speed in the entire game of Madden. He's at a 98 overall for speed when it comes to range, and he's number 1 on the list of corners. But somehow, he did not fall in the top 10. He did not fall in the top 20, but I think he was 23rd or 24th. I can't really figure out which one it is, but he's either 23rd or 24th with an 83 overall ranking. Now, let's go through the list really quick. Number 1 is Jalen Ramsey with a 97, and I explained this earlier in the video that a guy like Jalen Ramsey being number 1 to me is insane. He's not the best best corner in football anymore. Doesn't mean he shouldn't be in the top 10 or 11. If you put him at 90 with Stephon Gilmore and Marshawn Lattimore, fine, like those type of areas. But to have him as number 1 in all of football, I think is a little crazy, if you ask me. But he's 97. You had Jair Alexander, Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner, Marlon Humphrey, Slay, Gilmore, Lattimore, Tre'Davious White, Denzel Ward. That's top 10. Then you get to 11, A.J. Terrell, Trayvon Diggs, Kendall Fuller, Javarius Ward. Number 15, I can't say it, even though I know who he is. I can't say the name. Awuzie, Tyson Campbell, Patrick Peterson, which is insane. Patrick Peterson is not a top 20 corner anymore. He's a freaking phenomenal potential Hall of Fame type of guy, but not top 20 right now. Jamal Dean, James Bradbury, and Kenny Moore the second at an 84 rating is at 20th. And Tariq Woolen's not there. Tariq Woolen's at 83. Some people said he's 82, but it turned out he's ended up being 83 overall, and he's either the 23rd or 24th on the list, which is insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, there's no other words to describe it. Let's just break down for 1 second what he did last year. Tariq Woolen, as a rookie, 6 interceptions, tied for 6th most. 16 pass breakups, 2 touchdowns. The best in the NFL when it comes to passer rating allowed. 51% when thrown at. Second lowest in the NFL. First Seahawks rookie defender to make a Pro Bowl since 2005. Third in Defensive Rookie of the Year. Rated 82 on Madden. Insane. It's pure insanity. Doesn't make sense at all. And even Tariq Woolen himself said on Twitter, LOL, oh yeah, EA Madden NFL, y'all are canceled. 83, what the hell y'all be looking at on ratings? The fact that he even had to tweet something about it is because he knows how insane it is. It's unbelievable. It's ridiculous. And I'm not really sure what these Madden people do. Do they watch football? It's the question. Or are they just like Jalen Ramsey? He's tweeted about a lot by the NFL account. He's definitely the best corner in football. East Coast bias. It's so stupid, but at the end of the day, Seahawks coaches, players, everything, the situation's always underrated. And let's just get ready to win our next Super Bowl here in the next 2 or 3 years because it's coming. I feel it this time.